To the next video. In this video I will show you how to apply matrix transformation dizzy crop effect to live camera preview in React Native's new architecture for Android using Media 3 effect as well as Camera X. So let's get started. So first let me show you the quick output. So I have recorded the output. So here as you can see it asks me for camera permission, so I have granted the camera permission, and here is the live camera preview. Here you can see this is the dizzy crop effect with using matrix transformation. So I have just clicked on the capture button. Once the capture button has been clicked, we are displaying the image inside the image view. So hopefully you got the point. If you want, I can just show you this. So it kind of like moves your camera a bit. So that's what this effect is all about. It might give motion sickness to some of you, sorry about that, but anyways let's get started. So here you can see this is the documentation which we will be referring to create our project. Now quick things, like first I'm using React Native 80, which is the latest at the time of me recording this video. And second thing is all the code which you saw related to matrix transformation, live camera preview, capture button, that is all written via native code using Kotlin. So I'm not using any third-party library for this. So first you need to create a project by running this particular command, but here instead of demo you can write your own project name. And like I said, this is Android only tutorial for React Native, so we are not interested in CocoaPods, so you can keep this as false for now. Okay, once you run this command, it will create a project for you. Now don't run this command, will create. So here they are just creating two folders, the specs as well as WebView folder. Will create that manually, but this particular tutorial is about WebView, like how to create a WebView. We are not interested in WebView, we are doing some stuff related to camera. So instead of WebView I will be writing the name as my camera, but you can write it whatever you feel like, but do note that name will be used in lot other places. So if you are doing this for the very first time, it's better you do what I'm doing. Okay, so let me just show you. I'll just minimize everything so that you guys don't get confused. So here is our React Native project. So first is you need to create a specs folder inside the root of your React Native project. As you can see, I have created the specs folder. Then inside Android app src main java.com, here you need to create this folder called my camera. Again, this name is very important because this name will be used in lot other places as well. Once you create that particular folder, just scroll down. Here you can see we need to create a TypeScript file. So the name of the file is webview native component.ts, but in our case it will be my camera native component.ts. Now the native component is very important because with the help of that only the code generation which we will be running is able to detect our file. So do not miss out on the native component. So here you can see inside the specs folder I have created my camera native component.ts. Now here I have literally copy pasted everything from the documentation with a few changes. Firstly, I have removed this prop. I don't require this prop, so I have removed it, and instead of on script loaded I have taken it as on image taken, because that's the callback which we will be sending from native code to React Native side, right? That's why. So here you can see we have this event and it returns the output will be a string, so the image URL. So this also has been changed, and here I have changed it to custom my camera. Okay, then just scroll down, and here you need to create a inside package.json file you need to add this code. So here I'll just scroll down. Here I have this package.json. So here you can see I have just copy pasted all this code. So here we have just changed this to my camera. Here is also RCT my camera, here also custom my camera. Once you do that, you just have to open your terminal. You will have to cd to your React Native project over here. So I'll just come over here and drag and drop. Okay, I'll clear everything out. Then we need to run npm install. Unfortunately this step is missing in the documentation, but just to be on the safer side, given that we have manipulated package.json, we need to run npm install. Okay, then I'll just scroll down, and here we need to run this cd android folder, like cd into the android folder, and then we need to run copy this command and paste it over here. So this will actually do code generation for us. Now this would be pretty quick for me because I have already ran this command. In your case it might take a bit of time. So once the code generation part is done, here you can see they are telling us to create a React web view with the actual implementation. Now here we can't really copy paste the code, we have to write our own implementation for this. But before we create the file, we need to do few setup things related to Camera X. So first you need to go to this build.gradle, and here you need to add camera core, camera 2, camera lifecycle, camera view, then this camera media 3 effect, which is still in alpha at the time of me recording this video, as well as media 3 effect. So once you have added all of this, You then need to go to Android manifest.xml. Here you need to add internet permission, then uses feature of Android hardware camera permission, as well as write external storage permission. Okay, then you just go to my camera. Here is our react my camera.kt. So I'll just show you this file. First we need to write our package name. Now there are a lot of imports, so feel free to pause the video wherever you feel like and just copy all these imports. Then here is our current React context. Here is our camera, here is our preview view, here is our image capture as well. Here we initialize our button, here we initialize our preview view as well. Then here is our camera executor service. Then here is our process camera provider as well. Then here we are getting the back facing lens. Then here we get hold of our current activity. Then here we set the layout params for our viewfinder. Viewfinder is basically the camera preview. Then here we call this method. I'll come back to this method a little bit later why we are doing this. Then we add our viewfinder to our parent view. Similarly for our button we are setting the text, background color, text color, alpha, then setting the layout params as well, then adding a click listener as well. We are also adding our button to our parent view. So we are adding a click listener to our button where we are calling take photo. Then here we are overriding few methods on attach. If here we just check whether we have camera permissions or not. If yes, then we just call setup camera, and on detach from window we just shut down our camera executor as well as unbind our camera provider. Now this is the method which I was calling earlier. Now this is a hack which we need to do, otherwise you won't be able to see your camera preview. Now there is a known issue if you go to this URL which is open on GitHub's of React Native's repo. This issue has been open since last 8 years. They still don't have a fix for it. That's why we need to use this particular hack. Then here we call setup camera. We add the camera provider feature, we add a listener to it as well. Then we bind the camera use case. So here we get the width and height of our camera preview. Then here we have the display rotation as well. Then here we get hold of our camera selector. Here is the aspect ratio strategy as well as the resolution selector. Then here we initialize our preview view as well. Here we initialize our image capture as well. Here we initialize our use case group builder. Then here we add this media 3 effect. So here you can see we are passing this effect of matrix transformation factory.create dz crop effect. Now this is not a built-in, the matrix transformation is a built-in effect, but we need to create this dz crop effect. So for this I have created a separate file which I will show you shortly. Okay, then we add the media 3 effect to our use case group builder. We unbind our camera, we get hold of our camera, we assign it to our camera variable. Then here we initialize the surface provider. Then here we call the take photo. So here we get hold of our image capture. This is the simple date format. Then here we use the content values by passing the display name, MIME type, and if Android version greater than P, we also set the relative path over here. Then here we do image capture.output file options by passing in the builder. Then here we do image capture.take picture. Here we override on image saved. So here we get the URI of the saved image over here, and then we send it back to React Native side. Now even sending this back to React Native side is a bit involved process. I'll show you that in a bit as well. Then here we unbind our camera provider. So here we check, this is just a helper method just to check whether we have the camera permission or not. And here we have defined some variables as well. Now this is the code which is required for sending data back to React Native side. Now this I have copied it from the documentation, but I have refactored it according to our use case. So here you can see this is, so don't just blindly copy paste it, we'll have to refactor it because in our case the callback is on image taken, right? So that's why everywhere I have written on image taken. So be careful with this. Okay, now let's look at the matrix transformation factory.kt. Now you need to create this file, okay, because this is part of our own unique tutorial. You can't find it in the React Native documentation. Now this I have copied it from the Android documentation of media 3 effect. Even I am not good at this. They are doing a bunch of math over here, so I don't really understand all this. So to be completely honest with you, I've just copy pasted it. So feel free to pause the video and just copy paste this. But this is very powerful technique because here I have just shown you one dz crop effect. With the help of this matrix transformation, you can apply any kind of an effect, like flip a video, like a mirror a video, or how should I think various kind of animation kind of effects you can apply using matrix transformation. Okay, now let's come back to our documentation over here. So here you can see it is telling us to create a manager class, right? So I have created that react my camera manager.kt. Now this I have copy pasted mostly from the documentation. Few things I have removed, like this prop. We are not sending any props, so I have removed completely this. and everywhere you, instead of web view, I'm writing my camera. Okay, so here you can see I've basically copied it, but everywhere instead of web view I'm writing my camera, and this will get changed a little bit because in our case the callback name is on image taken, so everywhere you have to write on image taken. Alright, then let's just scroll down, and here we have this package class as well. So here you can see I have created this react my camera package.kt. Again, I have copy pasted this from the documentation, so don't worry too much about it. So again, here you can see like only thing which I have changed instead of web view is my camera. That's it, everything else remains the same. Now let's just scroll down. Here inside main application we need to import it as well. So here we go to test app main application.kt, and here we import this react my camera package, and we add it as well, react my camera package. So yeah, that's all you need to do. Now I think let's see how to use it. Okay, so to use it you just need to go to app.tsx over here, and here you can see these are all the imports which you need to add first. Once you have added these imports, here you can see I'm just taking a state for image URL and one state for whether camera permission was granted or not, and if platform is Android, and I'm just checking whether the Android version is greater than equal to 10. If it is greater than equal to 10, then we only require the write external storage permission. We don't require we only require the camera permission, we don't require write external storage permission. Okay, so that's what I'm doing inside this method. Check if it is Android, depending on Android version, like ask for the appropriate method, and if the permission has been granted, we just change this state to true, else it is kept as false. Then inside this use effect I'm calling that method as well, and then if image URI is not equal to empty, then we display the image inside the using the image element, else if it is empty and if camera permission is granted, then we display our camera preview, and if camera permission is also not granted, we just display a text saying camera permission not granted. And these are all the styles to it. So yeah, that's all there is to it. Thank you for watching. Bye.